when you go deep inside a holy word, it touches parts of us. I'm going to give you a bad analogy. It's like when someone tells a joke, your body laughs before you can even think. That's the nature of a joke. Or when somebody tells you grievous news, you're grieving before you've even processed it sometimes. So sometimes the body reacts when something unusual is happening in the realm of the spirit and soul. So sometimes when you go into the depth of a holy word, it just explodes inside of you. And you get choked up and you cry. And I've seen this, and it has happened to me in, when I've been with extraordinary Hasidic teachers, and they're going in, and they take you somewhere, and the entire room bursts out crying because he took us in. So I have that experience. And if you have it, it's very natural. Get over, in my opinion, get over any need to edit it or hide it. Because, of course, it's not at all a sign of weakness. It's a sign of depth. And I think it's something that we shouldn't have to hide. So let me briefly go into the line I studied last week and then into the second part of that line. I went into, on page 16 and 17 in your prayer books, what in other prayer books is called the Hit Orerut, or the awakening. And here's a brief rendering that. Le'olam, surface meaning is forever. But if you break it down grammatically, it means, le means toward, and olam can either mean the world or it can mean eternity. When you say ha'olam hazeh, you say this world. Le'olam va'ed, forever and ever. So the word olam means world and future. World and future. So because of my studies in existentialism, which focus a lot on authenticity that I taught last year, the first thing is to try to find what you might call an authentic posture toward the world and toward your future. So sometimes when we do inner work, we discover pain in our past and in our present. And then there's a decision. How will I bring myself into my future? How will I be in the world? So just meditating on toward the world, toward my future. Now, my studies of Hasidic and philosophy say with authenticity. And I got asked last week what that feels like. And a metaphor came to my mind, which was you're standing in a desert. You're standing firmly. And the firmness of your spine and your feet goes all the way to the center of the earth. And when you find that authentic place, you know a truth. You need to say a truth. And a person said, oh, you mean like my truth? And you know, when the guy said it, I forgave him. It's almost blasphemy to relativize that into kind of the pablum of my truth. As I was teaching at the rehab center, a guy says, well, that's just your opinion is the truth. I said, well, that's just your opinion. That's my opinion. So we can do the house of mirrors until the end of time. I said, but when you know you have a truth and you live it and you announce it, people around you live consciously. They get in line. They align with it. It becomes obvious when you're living a life of truth. So le'olam, toward the world and toward time. Yehe Adam, a person shall be. Now remember, Adam is not the name of the first guy. His name isn't Adam. He's called Ha-Adam, the human being. And the human being in the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7, the divine blows the divine breath into the inert matter, and Adam becomes a nefesh chaya. So when I say Adam, I try to see myself as that Adam, meaning my inert self, and the divine breath is blown into me, and I become a living soul.
Oh, say shalom.